consultant, and district manager. So Jessica, you sign up, name somebody that in your life, and I say this with the person, name somebody in your life that you think I would want them in my business. They would be so great.
Joey.
Joey, okay. So you sign up Joey, she's doing the business with you, and Joey signs up her friend Molly. Okay, so if you're a consultant, you make 0% on your own orders. So Jessica, anything you buy, you're not gonna make a percentage off of that, which is kind of a bummer. If you're a consultant, you're making a whopping 4% off of Joey. Anybody direct to you, you're gonna make 4% off their orders. But on Molly, you're making a whopping 0, which is, again, not good. But if you're a district manager, you're making 8% on your own orders. That's why I said I get a tax deduction, I get my discount, and I get my commission, my override. This is awesome. So then I make 8% off Joey's orders, and I make 8% off of Molly's orders. So you can see the difference between, I don't want you to stay a consultant because I want you to make some good money, and this is much better. You're leaving money on the table. We always say you leave money on the table if you're a consultant because you're missing out on these, this money. So just get you to district managers, doing the same thing, just being smarter about it, right? So there's 3 things that, this is kind of in 3 steps. So that was my second step. There's 3 things that you want to do when you're getting started. Did I do this with you, Ryan?
Yeah.
So Ryan's seen it too. Okay. So getting started, what do we need to do? Because she's like, okay, I understand all that. What do I need to do? Okay, the first thing you need to do is you need to schedule your launches, your launch parties. Schedule your launches, okay? So you're going to want to have 2 of your own, Jessica. So 2 of your own. And you want to have those within the next 7 days. 7 to 10 days would really be ideal. And what I want you to do is I want you to pick like one Wednesday night, one Saturday morning. Like within 7 days of each other, I want you to schedule your 2 launches. Now, I'm not a stickler. If she can't do it in the next 10 days, that's totally fine. Just, pick it soon. But put these 2 launch parties close together within a week of each other. So I want them close together. So you're going to schedule 2 of your own launch parties. You're going to think of people that you can invite to both of those events. Maybe it's Thursday night, Saturday morning, whatever, but you're going to have those 2. Then you're going to ask 4 friends, let's just say friends, 4 friends to help you. Help is the key word. And ask them to host for you. So I'm going to say, hey Joey, this is Jessica. I'm so excited. I'm starting my Arbonne business. Have you ever heard of it? No? Okay, well, I would really use your help. Would you be willing to host a little get-together? Just a few friends, like 5 would be perfect. It would totally help me learn what I'm doing. It would help me practice and get in front of other people. Do you think you could help me out? And she's going to be like, oh my gosh, girl, of course I'm going to help you out. Or if you say, hey, would you host a party for me? I'm starting my Arbonne business and I want you to host a party for me. She's going to be like, oh, I don't do parties. So someone can say no to hosting a party, yes to helping their friend. Do you see the verbiage difference? Even if you're a man in this business, you can still do parties. This is totally fine to get in front of people. This is just a smarter way of doing business. That's how I think of parties. I think of parties as very good use of my time. I can do a bunch of one-on-ones, or I can get together with a group of 5 people and hit 5 people at one time. That's a really good use of your time. So you're going to ask 4 friends to help you, and just 5 people. Leave your purse at home. Just come, check it out, see what we're doing. So essentially, you're going to have, where's my marker? 6 to 10 presentations your first 30 days. Okay, that's how many you want to have. So I'm telling her, I'm setting her up for success. I'm not diluting it. I'm really just setting her up for success. I want her to be successful, so I'm going to tell her, here's the standard. You're going to get some people that are like, oh, I can't do that. And I'm like, what can you do? I'll take them wherever they're at, but I'm going to set the standard at the highest to get them to be successful, okay? The second thing that you're going to do is we're going to sign you up and we're going to order your products. You do need to order products. And maybe they've already done it at this point, and that's fine too, but you're going to order your products. You need to order your products because you need to Arbonnize your house. You need to have them for your presentations, and you need to have them for personal testimony. So those 3 things, and I do write those 3 things down. Personal testimony, Arbonnizing your house, and for your presentations. You're going to need some product. You can't sell what you don't use and what you don't know about, right? Okay, and the third thing that you want to do is you want to make your 100 person list. And this is everybody that you know. So look at your cell phone. Do you have I'm sure you guys have more than 100 people in your cell phone. So funny though, because most people will write down like 15 to 30 names when they first do this. It's like, oh, I just know like 15 people. I'm like, no, you don't. You know way more than that. You just don't realize you know more than that. So what I did, hold this for a second, is I'll bring this with me to show them what I'm doing with my 100-person list. So is this familiar, Jessica? So I've been using this since I very first started in R1 because I had all these names that I kept adding to and I kept thinking of different people. Don't prejudge, just add to your names, add to your list, people that you kind of know, people that you do know, people that you used to know, people in the past. Like if you can think of their name, you put them on the list. I don't care if you have their phone number or their email or not, you put them on the list. So I made mine on a pretty Excel spreadsheet. I had my husband do it. And I printed up as much information about them as I could, and you can see how long my list is. And it goes way longer than this, but this was in my purse, is in my purse at all times. I would fold it up and put it in my purse. I'm in the car, I pull it out, and I would just look through it, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have not talked to Mary in a really long time. I should give her a call. I'm at a red light. Dial the phone number. Hey, Mary, it's Stacy Pereira. What are you doing? I put a smile on my face. Sometimes I'm just using that first phone call to reconnect with them. I'm not going right for the business. I'm just using a time to reconnect with them. Then I might have a second phone call to really get, with them for coffee. You know what, I'm doing this R1 thing. And sometimes in the first conversation, I can slip in the business. One of my business builders, Polly, she's a great example of that. I called her up. I'm like, Polly, it's Stacy Pereira. How you doing? I haven't talked to you forever, reconnecting, And she was like, oh my gosh, I've had 6 miscarriages. Through the course of conversation, that came up. And I was like, oh man, you have got to try this ProLeaf. We have this hormone cream that is so amazing. It really helps with miscarriages, and I've been using it for the last 2 years, not to get pregnant, just to be happy. And I love it. So you should check it out. And then we moved on to other parts of the conversation. Well, we hung up the phone, and I was like, I just put a little seed in her mind. Not 30 seconds later, she picked up the phone to call me back. All right, what's that stuff? I'm like, let's meet for coffee. So she signed up, and she started doing the business with me, and she got pregnant, and she had a baby. She didn't have a miscarriage. So that's a good example of how to reconnect with someone that you haven't reconnected with. Or someone that, I'm like, hey, she hasn't been to my party yet. I should call her. She hasn't been. So I carry this list with me, and I'm like, I'm going to send a packet to this person. She lives in Michigan, and I want to send her a packet of information just to show what the business is, give her some samples. I want to drip on her. Most of my team is out of state. So this is a great list just to help you do business every day. We build this business in the nooks and crannies. That's what this is. It's building the business in the nooks and crannies. So I love having something visual like this. So the last part of this, as you write your 100-person list, you're going to pick your top 5. And you could do this a couple different ways. You could actually have a dream team, which I would highly recommend. Let's have one night where you get all 5 of these people together and we can introduce the business to them. It's called a dream team. It's really just all about the business. Of course, we'll have the products out, but I'll do all the work. Everything up here, I'll do the work with you. I'll bring my products. I'll do the presentation. I'll help train you. So don't stress about who's going to do what and talk and catalogs. I'm going to take care of you. Remember, we're in this together. So that's it. That's how I do it getting started. The very next thing is they schedule their parties. They call me and say, I've got parties this date and that date. Oh, I have a one-on-one. Can you meet somebody for coffee? And that's all we do. Just keep it simple. Don't give them too much information. And you're not managing them. Remember that. You are not a manager. You are not their boss. They're their own boss. If they don't book their 6 parties, you just say, that's all right. What do you have going on that you do want me to help you with? I want you to be successful. I want you to have what you want. So, why don't you just get a few friends together and I'll come over and at least train you. So remember, you're not their boss. You're just their friend, helping them, support them, lead them. We're not a boss. We're a leader in this business. So